So today we'll be learning about React Router. So basically, in the previous sessions, we have already learned about various topics in React, including props, states, then how to handle forms, how to handle buttons or any kind of clicks, or how to show a list or conditional rendering. Now those are the basic core things of React.js. Now what we need to learn is, in any web application, if you see, say for example, if I take an example of our function of or Flipkart website, right, then you see, this routing happens whenever you go to any page. Say for example, this page I go, then this route changes, right? So nothing is there inside only one route. There are different routes, there are different URLs. So in order to specify that, React.js provides us a mechanism in terms of new package that is called React Router. So by using React Router, we can create different routes and URLs like this. Okay, so now we'll be learning about those only. So first thing is, to use React Router, what we need to do is, first we have to install. So we have our app ready in here, and I have opened the terminal as well where the app is already running. So if you are coming from the live session, then you might have seen this particular update to our app. So which is like, we have built this one, on click of this it gets updated. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to create 3-4 pages and going to see how routing works. So in order to do so, first thing is, we need to install this particular package that is called React Router DOM6. So I'll just copy this particular command and I'll put it in here. So I'll first stop the application from running, then I'll just paste it, and I'll also make it save so that it is saved in package.json. So now if I do install, then it will get installed. So it is installed now. Now if I start it again, so yes, it is just reloading the application, and that's all. Now in order to add those different routes, what we need to do is, first we need to check like what are the things that are there. So if you go to our index.js, okay, see in the index.js, what and all we have already. So this components and all we have, right, already have. So what we will do is, we will create 2 more components. So inside a source only, I'll create a folder called pages. Okay, inside that I'll create 2 components. One is say for example, product page .js. Inside that I'll keep just a simple function, product page. So this function will only have a heading actually. So that's all, heading product page. Okay, and I'll just export it, export default, and this guy. So I have created one simple product page component, then I'll just duplicate it and I'll just make it say payment page. Okay, so 2 pages are there, product page and payment page. So I'll just make it like this. So payment page component we have, and product page component we have. Now what we want to do is, our target is, we can create, so that we can create something like localhost 3000/product. If I go there, so right now it is coming to the same page, but it should go to product page, and if I click on payment, then it should go to the payment page. So payment page means this particular component should open. Okay, so in order to do so, we have already installed the React Router package. Now what we need to do is, we have to go to index.js. okay, and what we will do is, along with all these things, we have to import the router. Okay, so in order to do that, what we will do is, first import, then I'll just import 3-4 things. One is browser router, second thing is routes, and third thing is just route. Okay, these 3 things will be imported from React router DOM. Okay, that's all. So these three things needs to be included in order to create a routing engine inside our application. So these three things are there. Now what we have to do is, so these two components I'll just remove for now. Okay, rather I'll import the pages basically. So as you see, inside the source folder I have created a new folder called pages. Inside that only we'll have all the pages, and pages can use the components that are there inside. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll import the pages like payment from pages slash payment page, and I'll import product from pages slash product. Okay, so these two things I will import, and for those two things they will be rendered in different pages. In order to do that, what we need to do is, here wherever we are using the root.render, right? So first thing is we have to remove this part. Okay, and whatever application and components we need to keep in a routing engine, right? That we need to first wrap around using browser router, so that it understands that everything happens inside the router. Now after that, inside that we have multiple routes, right? One route, second route, two routes we have. So that's why what we'll do is, here we'll put as routes. Okay, sorry, routes. Then inside routes we need to specify each route one by one route. Then we have to specify the path. So say for example, this payment component should be available in the path of payment. That's what, right? So we are keeping it here, as well as in this particular path what component should be shown, that will be specified using prop, that is element. Inside element I'll just put as payment. That's all. Okay, and that is my route definition. Similarly, I'll keep another route in here, route path equal to, so this one will be product, and element will be the product, the same one, right? I'll just copy it and put it in here. So when I'm putting it in here, it should be inside a JSX expression, and that too with the component notion. Okay, so that is what. So right now we have the app ready with these two pages. So if I save it and if I go here, first of all, if I go to localhost 3000, there is nothing that I can see. Right now, another thing is, this slash we need to remove in here. So we have to just keep as like this, so the slash will be automatically added. So another thing is, see, in the localhost 3000, so this path is basically the slash path. So there is nothing that is specified in here, so nothing is being shown. Now if I add payment, so let's see what is happening. Some error might be there, so that's why it is not showing. So no error is there, but it is still not showing. So we need to see why. So as you see here, I have not returned anything, so I have to return it. So that's why it was not showing. In the product page also, I need to return it basically. As I have given this braces, right? So I need to return it. Otherwise, if I remove the braces, then also it will work like this. So if I just remove it, then also it will work. So as you see, now payment is working. Now, but the home page is still not working. If I see the components hierarchy, right? So inside components hierarchy, you will see browser router is there, and routes is there, but there is no other component in here. Now if I go to payment page, then see the payment page component is there, but the product page component is not there. Now if I go to product page, see the product page component is there. So that means we are able to create two routes, one is the payment route and another one is the product route. Okay, so two things we could do in here. Now in order to link those things among themselves, what we can do is basically, so we can go there, and first thing is, so in the payment route and product route we have something, but still if I open the app directly, there is nothing in here. So in order to do something about it, what we have to do is, inside pages only I'll create another component that is called home page dot js. Okay, so that is our home page. So that's why what I'll do is const home page equal to another functional component I create. Inside that, what I'll do is I'll just keep a div, and inside that div I'll keep two links basically. First thing is I'll keep a h1 saying homepage, and second thing is I'll keep a anchor tag. Okay, and inside that anchor tag what I can put is, so first thing is payment. Inside that I'll say go to payment page, and another anchor tag I'll put where I'll keep product, go to product page. So two anchor tags I have. Okay, now I'll give just a div around it so that there is enough space in here. Okay, so I have this component ready as home page, and I'll just export default homepage. So as you can see, I have this component ready where homepage will be written and two things will be shown: go to payment page and product page. Now what I can do is I have to import that particular component in here. Import home page from home page, it is imported, and to specify the home page, what we can do is basically that is the root level page, basically that is the main page of our application. So inside that path, that should be written at the first line. Inside that path we can keep at slash and element equal to like this we have to keep. So for defining the home page, we need to give the path as slash and element as home page. That's all. Okay, now if I go here, it is showing here, see, home page is there. Okay, now browser router, and inside that home page is there. Okay, now if I just click on any one of them, then see it is going to payment page. If I go to product page and if I click on that, then it is go to product page. So we have created home page and two other pages, and inside them also we are able to link them thoroughly. Okay, so that's what. Now inside that, so React router is there. So after that we have hooks, but before that what we need to do is we can get like if there is any parameter in the link, right? So in order to check parameters in the link, what we have to do is basically, so in here only, so while specifying the links, what we can do is so before even going to parameters, what we have to do is, first thing is, if there is, say for example, no path is specified for some particular path, say for example item, so in that case it is coming like an completely empty page, right? So in that case what we can do is basically here we can say that this particular path doesn't exist, right? So in order to do that, what we can do is a simple thing: we can keep another page as an error page, which will be shown every time there is any route that is accessed and that is not there basically inside the route. So what we have to do is const error page equal to, okay, so inside that we'll keep just a text like p tag will keep, said that there's no such page, please go back to home page. go back to home. Now this go back to home, what we can do is we can keep it as an anchor tag href, and inside that I'll put slash, and here I'll put this. So whenever there is some route that is accessed which is garbage route, like this something or la 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 like that, so which is not existing in the routing mechanism, what you have specified in here, we have product, payment, and slash routes in here. But if something else comes, then what it should do, it should ideally say that there is a error and there is no such page, so please go back to home. So that's what we are trying to do in here. Okay, so we'll just export default, and this one we have done, and we'll go to this particular page again, so routing mechanism, and we'll import it. Okay, and what we need to do is whatever routes are basically here, and so as I said, first route will be the root route, that is the main, that is the slash, and the last route should be the error route. Like if some route is not available, then what you can do, so similar way what you can write is route path equal to then star. Okay, and in element you can write like the error page. Okay, so the error page, and that's all. So what happens in here is, so what it says is whatever routes are specified here is good. If after that anything else comes, then it will go to this path. So I'm just saving it, and let's just see. So see, so let's go to home page first. I go to product page, it is opening. I go to payment page, it is opening. Now along with product, if I type something else, then what is happening, then it is saying there is no such page, and see the error page component is also visible here. Now if I click on go back to home, it will go back to home. So that is how you can specify some error routes as well. Okay, now what we have to do is basically, say for example, as I was saying right before only, like say for example there is some kind of a parameter in the route. So how to get parameter basically, so that's what we will do. So what we can do is, in order to do that, right, so what we can do is in here, so whenever we want to send some kind of parameter through route, right, so sending parameter through route means, if you see in Flipkart also, in some other website also, say for example in here only, let's see. So what is happening is, this is the route flipkart.com/mobiles. After that we have some parameters, see, SID equal to something, then this O tracker equal to something. So this kind of routes, or in mobiles also you see here some route is there, PR. So this is Realme phones, so PR is there. So if we go to some other phone, Samsung, so see the route is like Samsung mobile store. So in order to get that kind of parameters, what we can do is, first thing is inside route only. So say for example we want to send in payment page, how much money is required for that payment page, right? So to do that, what we can do is, first thing is this payment page needs to be opened first, then route should be closed. Okay, then inside that what we need to do is, so that means payment route is there, and inside that we will define another route which will just accept the path. Router path equal to, so here we need to define the parameter name. So say for example here I am defining price. Okay, path equal to price, and element equal to payment only, the payment component only. Okay, and I say like this, and I just save it. Okay, the moment I do that, what is happening in here, let's see. So first thing is in route, this will be route only. So the moment we do that, so what happens is with the payment route we can send a price parameter as well to this component. So what will happen is if we go here, go to our React app and go to our payment page, right? So now if I send something like 100, so it can be sent, but how to read that in here, that's what we'll learn right now. So to read that on there, right, so what we have to do is we have to use something called use params. So inside payment page, what we'll do is first thing we'll just import another this thing, use params, use not user, use params from React Router DOM, first thing. Okay, then what we need to do is inside the use params we can get all the parameters for that in here. So how we can get that is const params equal to user params method. So if we do that, then we'll get all the params that are defined in the route inside params. Okay, so I'll just console log it here once, console log params. Okay. So if I reload it, now go to console, and if I reload it, so see params equal to price 100. So we are getting this 100 inside params. Okay, so now in order to use it in the page, what we can do is, so here just put like this and say params dot price. So that's all. See payment page 100. Now if I do 200, then it will be 200. So this is how we read the parameters that are sent in the URL, like that. Okay, so this is the React routing. Okay, so this is React routing. So in again to sum it up, so first thing is we need to install this React Router DOM. Then from that React Router DOM we need to get this package things, modules basically. So first we need to wrap everything inside browser router, and then inside that routes will be there. Now there is another thing also, like if you want to keep something outside router, like if you want to keep a navbar, right? So what you can do is you can wrap it with a div first. Okay, and inside that what you can do is you can keep the header basically, or homepage logo, whatever, like say for example div, I'll just keep our app. Okay, so this our app will be constant among all these things, just this part will be routing. So if you see, if I go back also, if I go to here or payment page or wherever I go, this thing will be constant only always. So like this, so apart from this, whatever is there, that is inside routing, but this thing always stay constant. So similarly in Flipkart also, if you go to any page, say for example this page, then see this guy will stay like that only. So this part doesn't change, this part is the navbar which doesn't change. So you can also do like that. So by using that, whatever you keep outside of browser router, that is our fixed thing, that will not come under browser. Okay, and in the browser router also we have separate routing mechanism. Okay, so this is how we will do our routing engines. So inside router, what we can do is inside routes, we'll specify the root route, that is the /route first, that is the best practice. After that all the routes we will specify like that. In the route, what we can do is first thing is path, that means the path of the route, and the element, the component that we need to render in whenever there is this particular path is hit. Then if we want to handle some kind of a parameter, then first we need to write the route, then inside that another route we need to write, and inside that you have to just specify the parameter name. So path will be price. So say for example inside that also /price / something we need to give, like in that case we have to do something like this again. So inside that also we have to keep another thing. something like this, which can be like count. So this is how it works basically. Okay, so this is how we specify paths, this is how we specify the parameters, and inside that also, if we want to keep a nested parameter, we can keep like that. And after that, after every page is defined, then you can specify something like this error page. So if some route is hit which is not there, then what you need to show. Right now it will come as a white page, but in order to customize that, you can put the path as star at the end and keep a error page component. That's all. Okay, so that's how our app is right now working. So if you go here, it works like that. Okay, so this is how our router works. Now we'll go into React hooks basically. Okay, so if you see our document right in here, so there is something called hooks. Now the thing is, React hooks came in React 16.8, which is like 2 years back. Now what happened was, previously in the class component only you can keep state variables and all the lifecycle methods you can do, but people wanted the functional component got very popular, as I was saying right in the previous this things as sessions. So functional component is very popular among people because the you have to write a very small code, and second thing is it is very useful also. Okay, so for that we required states also in functional component. Previously I told you right, there are only props that are possible in functional component, but as hooks came, so hooks are basically some kind of functions or hacks basically, which provides us a way to create states and use lifecycle methods inside functional component. So lifecycle methods and states were only be possible inside class components, but as the hooks methods came into picture in React.js, so right now you can create states and lifecycle methods inside functional component as well. But the structure or the syntax is very different, but as it is using hooks, so we'll just know how to create a state hook inside React.js. Okay. So in order to create a state hook, what we need to do is, so say for example in the payment page only will, or product page only will do. So in the product page, if we want to create something like, we create one product and we can just increase the count, just that will do. So in order to do that, first we have to import React and use state. Okay, two things we need to get from this one. Okay, so this use state will help us to create a state for this particular component. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll first convert it into a function and I'll put a return statement in here, and in the return statement also I'll keep div, and inside div I'll keep product page, and I'll keep another thing that is called paragraph. Inside that I'll keep as count, increment count. Okay, and increment count, along with that I'll keep something like the count itself. So in order to keep the state or the count here, what we will do is, first we'll create a state. So to create a state, what we can do is const, so count, say for example here we are creating count, and set count use state like this. Okay, so what is happening here? So this is again array kind of syntax, so this you need to remember. So here first thing is, we are defining the state in here, which is count, and we are defining a method which is called set the variable name, set then variable name in a camel case. So this particular thing will be used just like this dot set state in order to set any kind of value inside this variable. So how many how many states you create inside a functional component, for each states you will have a function for them. So that function will be used for setting the value for that. And in this side we'll have a use state, and in the this function you can pass the variable which will be used as the parameter or for the initializing this particular value. So now here let's give the value as 0, so that the count is first initialized by 0. Okay, and to show this count in here, we need to show simply like this, and let's see now what happens. Okay, so that we have done in product page. So if you go to product page, it is showing 0 for the first. Okay, and if we go to components product page, then see inside product page we have got something called hooks. Inside hooks we have a state called 0. Okay, so that is what. So now what we can do is this particular 0, we have to increment that as we click on this particular button, particular text. So we can keep a on click method, inside which what we will do is if it is being clicked, then we will just set count as count plus 1. Okay, so if it is clicked, then we will set the count as count plus 1, so it will be increased by 1. So let's see now what happens. So now if I click on, now let's click somewhere else. Okay, okay, see here 0. Now if I click on it, it increases, and it is increasing here also. So this is working like a state in here. Now if you see the elements also in here, so how it is working, see. So if I click on it, only that part is being changed. So inside a functional component, we were able to create a state, okay, like this. Now you will say like how to define multiple states in here. So to define multiple states, say for example another state we need to define, which will be like reverse count basically, which will decrease the count basically. So set reverse count. Okay, so set reverse count will put, and inside that we'll put the initialized value will be 100, and we will decrease it as we go along. Okay, so we'll create the same kind of thing, and here decrement or decrease count. Okay, decrease count, but it will be reverse count basically. So reverse count is 100 first, and whenever it will be clicked, then it should be decreased by 1. Okay, so we have two, and this method should be used to set the reverse count again. So now let's see what happens. So we have two counters in here, two states basically. Now if I click on this, it increases. If I click on this, this decreases. Now if you see in here, sorry, okay, inside product page, if you see, two states are there basically. So if I click on this, this is decreasing. If I click on this, this is increasing. So we could have deployed two states for that particular component, which increases and decreases as we click. So like this only we can create different states in functional components, and we can update the states and re-render the component. So this is what React hooks are. So hooks are basically kind of methods or hacks which provides us a way to have the similar kind of things as the functional component, like states and life cycles. In the next hook, we will be knowing about how we can use effect hooks in order to replicate the similar behavior as life cycle methods. Okay.